I do want to talk about a little bit about what I've been doing this weekend. So that was great to hear. Hey, you just were able to decompress, hang out with your friends, have a great goddamn. That's what people should do over the weekend.
Sure.
I was busy working, Martin.
Oh.
I was busy working.
So
That's what I was doing. I'm not shaming you. I'm not shaming you, man. I mean, my work is just me playing video games, pretty much. Playing video games for a living.
Which I got a question about that when we're done, but go ahead.
No. It's I was playing video games like yesterday, and one particular game in particular, emphasis on the particular, Resident Evil Village. Mm-hmm. Which is the new Resident Evil. It looks like Tom Hardy, doesn't it?
He's into everything.
That is Chris Redfield, who is Chris Redfield. He was a young 20-year-old buck back in the day in like 1996. Now he's like 45, nearly coming on 50, rocking the dad bod and everything else. He's been having a bit of a rough time.
Okay. Wait, is he a character from early?
He is from the original game. From the original game.
Oh wow!
What they do is, because I guess you're relatively unfamiliar with the Resident Evil
very much so.
series.
I watched Corey play some of the very first one, and I've seen 2 or 3 of the movies.
The movies are not representative of the franchise overall.
Not even the first one?
No. Well, a little bit, but not a lot. Honestly, the thing is, the movies actually had an adverse effect on the games. Well, they started incorporating things in the movies into the games. Mm-hmm. So, like, for a while, Resident Evil 5 and 6, and some of the spin-offs they did, they were very similar to the movies. So they became very action-based, full of slow motion, where originally they were pretty much like survival horror games, where you're just fighting zombie-esque enemies and mutants and monsters and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The whole Alice character, the Mila Jovovich character, she is not in the games. That was basically.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. It's Paul W.S. Anderson's. This is my girlfriend slash wife.
Man, you don't want to. Excuse me. You don't want to hear this, and nobody wants to hear this. But those movies affected how I thought of the games, so it left me with no desire to play them.
Yeah. Honestly, at the point where the franchise was at, they needed to. Okay. it was bad. It was really bad.
They had to throw a Hail Mary.
Yeah. And then they did the remakes of like beloved games like Resident Evil 2 and 3, and now they have this new game, 8. And they recently just they released a demo for the second demo for it. And they do something weird here where it's a time demo. You can only play it for 30 minutes.
Okay.
And you can only play it once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In Capcom, that's been like Capcom's thing for like the past few years for all their Resident Evil games. I don't know why.
Forced exclusivity.
Yeah, I guess so. And to make it like
for a limited time only.
This is the most recent one where, because the Resident Evil franchise, I guess people unfamiliar with it, they initially dealt with zombies and stuff. Like very simple mutants.
So no more zombies anymore?
No, not in these.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, this is werewolves. They've gotten to werewolves and vampires now.
Oh wow! Okay, all right.
But you know what? Hey, I appreciate that because it gets boring after a while when you're just shooting zombie after zombie or mutant.
Tell that to The Walking Dead.
Yeah, well, I will tell The Walking Dead. It does get boring. I'm sick of it at this point. But hey, I want to give you a little look, and for people who might be unfamiliar with it, a little bit of 8-Bit Crumbs is sneaking into the Sunday service. So let's go ahead and look at exactly. Let's go ahead and look at Resident Evil 8 Village and what I kind of played.
Mother Miranda has always protected us.
You escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you?
And there she is, Barden. There she is.
You know what?
How do you like? How you like her?
Well, she's crazy popular because there's a lot of cosplay with her.
There's a ton of it. There's OnlyFans pages just dedicated. People are like, there was this. We talked about it on like a couple 8-Bit Crumbs ago. This Russian basketball player just has an OnlyFans of her like dressed up as her, and she's like one of the most subscribed people on OnlyFans right now. No, people, Capcom, they're smart. We're gonna make you thirst after these very curvaceous, tall mutant people.
Why? Ethan Winters.
I mean, look. Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and get back to this. Like Capcom knows what they're doing here. The whole time, and he's not looking at her eyes. Your character's not looking at their eyes at all. Jesus Christ!
It'd be a shame if something happened to you now.
You killed Mia. Now do me and finish the job.
Yeah, so that guy right there. It's funny. There's going to be like some big reveal that, Chris Redfield, he's not actually a bad guy, but they're setting him up to be a bad guy. And he's like one of the central protagonists of this series. So it's always been like, it's kind of been the top 4. Chris Redfield, who is, just this generic, white savior.
Yeah.
You have Jill Valentine, who is the female badass. You have Leon S. Kennedy, who's the pretty boy. He's the boy band guy that everyone loves.
Okay.
And then, which you might have seen before. And then you have Chris's sister, Claire Redfield. But they're setting him up to be what seems to be the villain. But there's always going to be some reveal. It's like, I'm doing this for. There's a good reason why I shot your wife and killed your baby. All right, don't worry about it. Just take it easy, all right? It's all going to be explained. I've been doing this, it's funny, he's been doing this for 20 plus years now. And now he's nearly 50. That I think is kind of cool.
That is cool.
They have that. Yeah. So there is some weird consistency throughout this entire franchise where the events of the previous games have happened, even the bad ones. So I think it's pretty fun. So I don't know.
So you've played the demo, you like it?
I did play the demo. It was, again, too short. But the one thing, because I have that time limit the entire time, when you're looking at it, I was like, oh shit, I got to rush through this, and so even really have time to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Plus, when you're trying to entertain people and talk to them and go back and forth and everything, so it's all on top of each other. But I liked it. It looks great. I played on my PS5, and it's beautiful looking. It's very reminiscent of something like Resident Evil 4, which kind of took the franchise in a new direction.
Okay,
changed from zombies to just kind of similar to Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later, where they're infected, but they still have some sense of humanity. They just did something different. And this one is kind of it has the aesthetic of 4, but it has the first person of 7.
It's the whole thing with Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. It's like, I watched all this just for everybody to die.
I watched that recently, and they do all die at the very end, like that little, because they're on the boat, and it's like, okay, that's kind of it. Yeah. I guess, but to agree, that is similar to Romero's films.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But at the same time, I cared about all these characters, and it was all for nothing.
I know I personally don't like a movie, a horror movie, where I go through all this, and then everybody still dies. And I feel like, well, shit, you just kind of wasted my time and my emotions with all this.
At least one of them should make it.
Yeah, it's just if one person makes it, I feel like it was worth it.
Yeah, because it's like when I think of slasher films, not all of them are great, but they're at least good about having one person survive. Whether it would be Friday the 13th or Halloween, or something like that. So, that's a good point. But I do highly encourage people to check out the demo if you can play it. for however many time, whatever amount of time you can play it. It is fun, and the game is coming out. I think at the beginning of May, like May 8th.
Okay,
so it's
they did say May, and that's right around the corner.
Yeah. It's gonna be. May is Resident Evil 8 and Mass Effect month for me. I'm all about Mass Effect. I told you about it.
Okay,
I could do a whole show about Mass Effect, but I will spare Martin that. He does not need to hear that. Let me tell you about the Reapers, Martin.
March was superhero month, and May will be video game month.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.